Now we're cooking. Chapter 240 was titled The Girlfriend to Kiss Part 9. However, that was a mistake on the editorial department. They could not fix it in time before the magazines went to the stores. On digital, it's fixed and the title is The Girlfriend and the Investigation Part 1. This will likely be fixed in a high quality version as well. A quick summary of this chapter. This chapter is exactly how a recap chapter is done right. Not only do we get to explore Kazuo's brain after the fallout, he's actually thinking ahead. He doesn't spend too much time regurgitating the same bullcrap throughout the chapter. Proper setup for the rest of the arc, not just 1 or 2 pages of cliffhanger, properly exploring Chizuru's point of view after the arc, showing her brain after the fallout. Still way too much horny. I count at least 3 pages that could have been easily cut out. But reading this back to back with Post Paradise recap chapter made me appreciate this one more. 2 issues I have with this chapter personally from the YouTuber here. From me personally, 1, Chizuru's boobets, they actually do not bother me as much as it bothers everybody else. I do think they should have been much more sexy, especially since this is that Nidatori in 218 was well drawn, but this one has some. Chizuru doing yoga was hot, but when she's getting on top of Kazuo, that could have been done a little bit better. It was like, do I even have to point it out? You guys know what I'm talking about. I do think it should have been different, done more detailed, better, and just, it was detailed, but it, let's not get into this issue whether that's actually realistic or not, but I do think it should have been more appetizing looking. And 2, Kazuo seems to think that she has experience in dating somehow. This has never popped up with this series before as far as I can remember. He just randomly starts imagining and headcanon that she's had a boyfriend before or has an ex-boyfriend from out of nowhere. It's pretty bizarre. Not a huge fan of it. Just goes to show how much of a cuckold mind he has. It's really disgusting. Like, what the hell, Kazuo? This has never been prompt or even discussed in the series thus far whatsoever as far as I can remember. But all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he immediately thinks she has a ex-boyfriend now. Really, really annoying. She's gonna have to break it to him and tell him that she has no experience whatsoever. Kind of felt like he should already know that, but you know, it doesn't matter. 218 was one of the reasons why it happened to begin with, because he's uncertain of how she feels about anything, or even where her mind is at, or even what she's actually about, I guess, or even her backstory for that matter. Really annoying. Either way, Minnie is always the voice of reason. She explicitly called out Chizuru for what she did, one of the very few times the story admits Chizuru being at fault. It's good seeing Kazuo questioning what Chizuru meant, both for the reason and himself. The moment is quite important because it shows that Kazuo can be rational even when thinking about her. I personally think Chizuru's words meant she wanted to find out about her feelings in the sense she wanted to get used to them. The highlight of the chapter for me was Kazuo acknowledging she acted too cold during the date. She was definitely being weird. Did I say Kazuo? I meant Chizuru acknowledging she acted too cold during the date. She was definitely being weird and the story recognized it. The only issue is that things felt unnatural due to the timescale being quickly solved and forgotten. It's as if it didn't happen, which makes things appear artificial. This series has a problem with that. Think of 218, that had no consequences whatsoever on Kazuo's psyche whatsoever, or even on the story at all, as far as I can remember. Not even remember. No, that 218 had no consequence whatsoever, despite how disgusting and controversial it was. Controversial. Yeah, pretty bizarre. Not the first time this series does that kind of crap. Personally, I think Chizuru's words meant she wanted to find out about her feelings in the same sense she wanted to get used to them. Chizuru has plenty to work with. She built her life around not depending on anyone. This struggle is foreshadowed by all that yapping about relying on the support of others, both by her grandmother, well, let's just say grandparents, and Kazuo himself. Spent almost a year trying to disqualify what she feels for Kazuo, thinking it was inappropriate for her to think of him in such a way, with him being a client, and also disqualifying what he feels for her. Kazuo does the same thing, talk about a mirror of each other. Something she is still doing. As shown by her questioning if he is not really in love with her, Mizuhara persona instead of her. Roll eyes here. And then she wants to put everything aside for a bit. You know what? Kazuo does the same shit, except, you know, the difference of persona. that he legit does not. He legit thinks. He's been thinking this. He's been feeling this way for a while, mainly because of how ambiguous she's been with him. But he legit has thought she has no feelings for him whatsoever. Even though we, the audience, knows that's not the case. She's kind of the same way. She thinks Kazu's in love with her persona, her fake version of herself, instead of her real self. Even though he's been around her real self in a multitude of different ways. He's seen sides of her no one else has. And no one's really seen her true self more than Kazu has, and her grandmother and grandfather. But her saying he could be in love with her fake mental version is a bit, to me, it feels a bit tacked on. Just creating more, just creates more, keeps the story from going forward even more. Another reason to keep the story from going forward with their relationship. It's kind of a pain in the butt. But that's my personal take. I'm gonna continue reading this comment because I can go out of left field, even though it's on topic. Yeah, I think she just wants to put everything aside for a bit, be it Ruka, Mommy, Kazu's family, her job, so that she can try to figure out and define without any prejudice or influence what she and Kazu really feel for each other, which is fine. I've been rereading a lot, and in all instances where Kazu tries to clear up their mess, tell them they're broke up, she is the one preventing him from doing so. Exactly, all times, at all times, every time. Be it at the beach where she tells everyone that she's his girlfriend, real girlfriend, even after Kazu told everyone they're broken up. Be it with his grandma goes to visit him on his flat for the first time, but she interrupts him right when he's telling Nagami that they've broken up. Be it on his or her birthday when he's announced they've broken up and get interrupted by her phone. Okay, that wasn't really her, but she's the one who decided not to tell Sayuri the truth, so it was always her. And you know, she needs to stop this strong facade in a bit in front of Kazu. Yeah, this is really annoying. This strong facade of her in front of Kazu is really, she does it with everyone, but it's annoying with Kazu because she's shown vulnerable states of herself with him that she would never show to anyone else, like that movie arc where she cries in his arms and he doesn't grab her. But you get my drift. She's shown sides of herself she's never shown to anyone else, her true vulnerable side. But it adds up to her feelings towards him, but I feel like it's never really acknowledged by Kazu and Chizuru, and the story doesn't really seem to acknowledge it all that often. For example, I'm pretty sure it kind of does, but it's just so understated. It's really annoying if you ask me. I really do feel like it should be brought up that Chizuru cried in front of him when her grandmother passed away. I think it's very, very important. But yeah, everybody here misses Kazu acting like a normal person, being able to talk more than 2 phrases towards Chizuru without freaking out. But you can see that such a thing only happened when she was vulnerable during the movie arc. More recently, it only happened when she opened up to him that she has feelings for him and openly questioned it about him being in love with Mitsuhara instead of her, not her. She's damn right she needs to stop acting cool towards the guy. No shit. When she's acting cool, Kazu freezes and becomes a 12-year-old boy. Kazu wears his heart on his sleeve. He doesn't really navigate well with others that don't do the same with him, right? She's been stringing along the guy for more than 1-2 years now, without being able to define what she wants. She's so ambiguous, it's really annoying. She knows what she feels. Plenty of occasions you can see her call herself an idiot, notice her feelings for him, which she hasn't done until now is accept those feelings. She's always struggling against them, like when she couldn't sleep at the hotel after they shot the last scene for her movie, or when she was trying to sweat out her worries swimming at the end of the Paradise Arc. She's so afraid of letting anyone into her life. Open herself up for that. An example. Even even on this job, she was trying to dismiss the doubts of her mind by doing yoga and practicing mindfulness. She tried her hardest until now to avoid having to deal with her feelings, but now the time is up, and she knows the investigation here is finally, really. Wait, what? The investigation here is really her finally facing herself. Yeah, that threw me off. Yeah, I see what you mean. You made sense there. This Anon says, Miyajima is telegraphing that the issue of whether Kazuha loves the real Chizuru is still in play. Chizuru felt bad about how she went about asking that last time. In many instances that he had given her the wrong answer. Chizuru opening up here may be her asking more seriously about it, or she may simply choose to show more about her true self in order to assess whether he really loves the real her. Kazura doesn't really realize Chizuru has not been intimate with others, and if Tsuyuri is correct, and has never even had a boyfriend. As a matter of fact, didn't Tsuyuri tell Kazura that? I don't remember. But yeah, she has definitely brought it up. I can remember that much. Her having no dating experience. That's very important. That's a very fundamental misunderstanding on his part. Yeah, I don't know where he got that from. And as a result, he doesn't get that Chizuru is really working through romantic feelings for the very first time. Yeah, he's fucking... Oh god. Kazura's fucking retarded sometimes. He doesn't realize that the reason why she even acts so vague and ambiguous with him is because she has no experience with relationships or dating romantically in any shape or form. It explains perfectly why she's so dodgy with being open. Makes perfect sense. But the idiot just cannot put the two and two together at all. But, and then also Tsuyuri. Didn't Tsuyuri, I don't remember, but didn't Tsuyuri talk to him, to Kazura personally, and told him that Chizuru has no experience with boys at all? I don't remember. I know Tsuyuri has definitely brought it up in some form of context, but I don't know if it was with Kazura personally or not. It's been a long time. But yeah, the idea that he thinks she's been in a relationship before is pretty cringy and annoying. Now he found out that was it just reminds me of the Kanojo of 218 even further. It's really freaking cringy and disgusting, really. It's kind of how it ties that together. It's weird. I don't like it. I doubt that's the case, honestly, considering one... Wait, hold up. Kazura doesn't realize Chizuru has not been intimate with others, and if Tsuyuri's correct, has never even had a boyfriend. Kazura's thinking about how he compares to some hypothetical ex. Yeah, no shit. What the hell? I doubt that's the case, honestly, considering chapter 179 in Chizuru, and chapter 239 referring to her feelings as something she has never felt before. What Kazura doesn't fully realize, IMO, is the level of intimacy he reached with Chizuru, and the fact that nobody has ever been that close to her besides Tsuyuri. No, it was confirmed by Reiju in one of his interviews that Chizuru has never had a boyfriend. Yeah, which makes perfect sense because of her personality and characterization, how she's been depicted and portrayed throughout the series thus far. It makes sense that she never had a boyfriend. Of course not. Also, this is an anime and a manga series. You know how waifus get treated? They can never ever have a boyfriend unless it's the main character. Of course. It's very, very rare when that's let's not go there. I don't even want to go into the realism subject. But yeah. Due to Chizuru's personality, though, I don't think her not having a boyfriend actually is a bit realistic, though. It's just the way she acts, who she is as a person. It just reeks of a girl with no experience. So in a way, it kind of is pretty realistic, even without the anime archetype / tropes. But this is really interesting. It's another anime of them just passing another, as Kurakane describes it. Kazura presuming she has had a relationship, love, and intimacy that he needs to be compared to. Fucking idiot, Kazura. Fucking idiot. Which might make him seem like a playboy to the more innocent and sheltered Chizuru. Right. Holy cow. Indeed, Kazura is the one who has chased women. Kazura is the one who has been kissed by several of them. Kazura is the one who knows what it's like to have been in love across multiple interests. No shit. He has more experience than she ever has. What the hell? Kazura's thinking about how he compares to some hypothetical ex. Chizuru must be thinking how she compares against Mommy Ruko or even her winter self. No shit. Cause that's 100% and 20%. 100%, 20%. That's 150% confirmed that Kazura has had he's had experience. He's kissed Mommy in the lips. He's kissed Ruka. He's had experience. Yes, he does. Way more than Chizuru has no experience whatsoever in any shape or form. Kazura does. And Chizuru has to live with that. If there's anybody who's being cucked here, it's her. She's more cucked than he could ever be. Seriously. What the fuck? It's kind of funny though. The series actually does kind of focus on this though. It's just from a guy's perspective, it's just not as important, or it just does not bother us. Like, you know, the other way around, it's just the other way around is completely unacceptable. But when it's the guy, the main character, it's fine. But yeah, if there's anyone who's suffering from Kanojo, it should be Chizuru. And I do think the story should focus more on that, especially from instead of being, it's there, it's just it's understated. I think it should be overstated and being more upfront on how the story is portraying it. But it is there. It's just not portrayed in a upfront way, direct way. It's kind of it's subtle about it, and I'm not particularly a huge fan of that. Chizuru being constantly cut by the other girls should be much more important than how this series is portraying that, especially from her emotions, psychological upbringing, characterization. But what can you do? Anyway, I think after the last few weeks, people have started to talk about how she can compare herself unfavorably to Ruka and Mami with their more demonstrative love. Ooh, almost threw me off there, homeboy. But enough, some of this stuff is mentioned in my post as well. It's so ironic that this girl is supposed to have so much experience, but reality is it's all an act, and the wearer has to figure this out for the first time. Now then, I want to see these feelings for what they are. So like Kazu was thinking, what does she mean? What does she want to figure out? I try to give some answers to that. As Chizuru thought in 240, I should try to evaporate all my worries in the air. She basically tells us that there are worries about being in a relationship with Kazu she wants to deal with before she can really be his girlfriend. What might these worries are? Well, some things are maybe a bit obvious, like the fact that Ruka and the tribe relationship still exists, and this needs to be resolved. I agree. Also, she is maybe still thinking about whether she was still being a winter girlfriend or not. Kazu said that he doesn't want her to quit because of him, but she's also said in Tiger's Den arc that she would quit the moment she's in a relationship because it isn't fair to the customers as well. So this is not off the table. Which is another not super realistic, but this is definitely another realistic form the story has taken with Chizuru, because how can you have a boyfriend if you're a winter girlfriend? All these winter girlfriends have at least be single, without a doubt, which makes perfect sense, logical sense. So her being a winter girlfriend, not having a boyfriend whatsoever, makes sense and is more grounded. And I mean, how can you work in this line of work and actually date someone? It's just that would not be fair to the consumers, the clients. And it's a very bad look. So yeah, the fact that she is a winter girlfriend for a natural boyfriend makes sense. So she does date Kazu when she does anyway. Her creating a job makes perfect sense. Yeah. So this is not off the table. Where was I at? God dang. Some other worries might be that she's not really knowing exactly who he loves and what Kazu might think about her once she is completely open towards him. But out of the story, you can also figure out in some other completely neutral worries, like her lack of experience, while Kazu thinks she has a lot of experience in love and dating. Truth is, it's all an act. She is playing for her customers. The real Chizuru was never in love before. She even said that in 239, I want to explore these feelings too, which I never felt before. God damn it, she literally implies she has no experience. No, not even imply. I mean, it is an implication, but this doesn't take rocket science. She pretty much just said she's never had any experience before whatsoever in a relationship. When she says, I want to explore these feelings I've never felt before, which means she's never felt this way before. Kazu, what the fuck? She literally implies she's never had a boyfriend before. I had a feeling he wasn't going to pay attention to some of the things she said, even though he hyper-focuses and hyper-analyzes shit with her, yet he's literally not thinking too much about this. Wait, I think he is, but the fact that he has not figured this out, that she's never been in a relationship before, just from this line here, says a lot about how he's been portrayed in the story. It's really cringe. What the fuck, Reiji? What the fuck, Kazuha? Goddamn, the level of density there. It's incredible. If you search for some evidence, Sayuri said that Kazu was the first boyfriend she introduced to her, right? In chapter 223. Wait, what? And they talked about that in a convo. Well, Chizuru asked Sayuri what she thought when she introduced Kazu to her regarding experience with sex. Chizuru talked with Ruka. Holy shit. That birth there. No one heard that, right? Nope, no one heard that. Hell yeah. Chizuru talked with Ruka in Paradise 207. Ruka said that if she would have had a lot. Ruka said that if she could have had a lot of nice actor guys, but Chizuru replied that everyone is different and she never did. So basically, she's a virgin. right? So we can see here some good reasons for what her worries are about, and hopefully this will be solved step by step forward. I think Kaz is going to stay confused for a while because what she really means is I've decided to see and date Kaz outside the winter relationship so we can get to know each other better, but it's too scary and overwhelming, so I'm just going to date. Without calling it dating, instead I'm going to call it investigating. Yeah, something like that, I guess. This guy responds with. She has finally decided to become his girlfriend and go in this direction instead of running away from that. She has realized that she needs to make a step forward. She can't say anymore she did what she did because she is his winter girlfriend, and then she also doesn't want to lose him. She isn't really honest about her feelings. They exist and she is still hiding most of it. Correct. But she wants to solve all her sorrows about a relationship first before she can completely unleash these feelings without hesitation. One other problem I did mention my post above is Chizuru's situation when she comes to God damn it. One other problem I didn't mention in my post above is Chizuru's situation when it comes to important people in her life. She lost everyone who was important to her, for her, actually to her, but okay. The only one left is basically Kazuma. And if this relationship crashes at some point, she would lose the one person she has a close relationship with. So she wants to make sure that doesn't happen. Right? Two other anons respond, but I'm gonna keep going because this video is going on for too long. One more post because this one's interesting. Hold up. Yeah, that's a good analyzation of this chapter. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. Where someone brings it up. I'm in for a more aggressive Chizuru. However, they need sex already. It's like the final push. They know each other for more than 2 years. They love each other. Chizuru and Kaz both are horny, and they need a different connection now, and that is it. The elephant in the room is still there. What the hell happened in those 3 months? Ruka Grandma got a hope grade to repair something because if not, it would be top 3 worst time scale. This is not what I'm looking for. I mean like he's right, but that's not what I was looking for. Here we go. Here's the reply. Serious reply. I'm here to talk about her boobs and the debate people have on this almost too seriously. Yeah, here's the elephant in the room for this chapter. First of all, people have way too unrealistic expectation what women's boobs should look like. Not every woman has round shape, teardrop shape, or closed set shape as depicted in most hentai dojos. Everyone is expecting these idealized shaped bononkas. But in real life, a lot of women have Chizuru's breast shape. That wasn't her real breast shape, but okay, keep going. It's called slender shape, right? Also, that was in his head. That wasn't her real shape. Yeah, we haven't seen her real tatas yet. But yeah, not only that, but regardless of breast size or shape, most breasts would look like that when they're extremely not safe for work, link, crouching on all fours. Right, that's fair. That's what I was actually thinking about too. Second, let's enjoy the manga for what it is right now. Y'all way too horny sometimes. At least this is heading in the right direction. Third, go touch some grass or touch some tatas. Yeah, sure, whatever. And I don't understand how people talk bad about Chizuru's life isn't easy and she's trying to understand what she made. Okay, that's another thing. Yeah, I already talked about the elephant in the room. Those tatas were odd, but this person makes a perfect fucking argument for the whole thing. And that's pretty much how I feel to an extent. Also, that was all in Kazuo's head, so we don't even know what her tatas even look like. Again, that's very important because a lot of people are taking it like that's how she actually looks when it actually doesn't. But yeah, I do hate it that it looked pretty. Well, no, because the nips was really weird looking to 18, but it definitely were not looking like that. That was, yeah, odd. Not. It was weird. In 240, how they looked. Yeah, you could say it's realistic, but it was all in his head, and they didn't look like that in 218. But at the same time, they look like torpedoes with the nips in 218, so that was not particularly nice looking either for a lot of fans, and that was weird too, which just gave it a dead giveaway on how that whole thing was all in Kazuo's head. It was actually pretty comical and a bit of a parody to an extent, but 218 still sucks though. But yeah, that's the end of the chapter. I mean, end of the review. It's gone on for damn near 25 minutes. Holy cow. But yeah, good Reddit thread. They pretty much summarize how I feel on a lot of things perfectly. So, yeah. Tell me what you think. Look forward to 241. Can't wait for it. Thanks for watching. And thanks for getting this far. Holy cow. I'm impressed. See you guys in the next one.